Hello, Genesis family. It's Dustin. Our devotion today is rooted in our sermon series, Kingdom Culture, where we look at what is the kingdom of God like and how are we as citizens of the kingdom of God supposed to live in contrast to the ways of this world. Well, our parable for today is coming from Matthew 13, where he's going to look at the contrast between the ways the people of God are and the ways the people of the world are. And it starts in verse 24, and it reads this. Jesus told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. But when everyone was sleeping, his enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat and went away. When the wheat sprouted and formed heads, then the weeds also appeared. The owner's servants came to him and said, "Sir, didn't you sow good seed in your field? Where then did the weeds come from?" "An enemy did this," he replied. The servants asked him, "Do you want us to go and pull them up?" "No," he answered, "because while you are pulling the weeds, you may uproot the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. At that time, we will tell the harvesters, first collect the weeds and tie them in bundles to be burned. Then gather the wheat and bring them into my barn." This parable isn't easy to understand quickly on the surface, but what he is generally getting at, Jesus in this parable, is saying that oftentimes those who are true kingdom citizens and those who are not true kingdom citizens often look the same. And that those who are not citizens of the kingdom of heaven have been implanted there by the enemy of God to cause havoc and disarray among the people of God. But the solution to that is not by trying to accuse those who you believe are not kingdom citizens of not being kingdom citizens. But the way in which we do that is to continue to live and to grow and to mature and to bear fruit. And he says, then in the day of the harvest, when it is time for God to harvest the good wheat, then it will be easy to tell the wheat from the tare, that which is good and harvestable, useful, and that which is not, has no purpose and is useless. It'll be important for us to be aware that we are wheat when we are those who are growing, flourishing, and bearing fruit in consistency with the kingdom of God. And that oftentimes, then when we see those around us who are among us but bear no fruit, they're causing tensions, they're envious, they are living in all types of other sins, that in the end, it is God who will separate the wheat from the tare. Because oftentimes in our own judgment, we can accuse someone of being tare, of not really being wheat, of not being a citizen of the kingdom, and be completely wrong, because the ways in which we see and perceive are not the same way in which God perceives. God can see our hearts. He knows what our intentions are. He knows what our motives are. He knows even when we're trying to be faithful, and sometimes we're rough around the edges and are struggling and stumbling, trying to do the right thing. And he also knows when we look really good on the outside, when we can say all the right things and do all the right religious behaviors, but truly have a heart that does not love God nor his people. In the end, God says, I, who am the good judge, will be able to discern what is true wheat from that which is a tare, what is weeds. And my judgment is perfect. Let us be content to live and mature and grow in the faith and be citizens of the kingdom of God and allow God to be the one who separates the true from the false, because it is his hand that we can trust. I hope this message blessed you today. Be encouraged as we continue to try to become and live into as citizens of the kingdom of God. Be well.